Hey gang, Scott here. This video I want to talk about flat light. This is a situation, you're a landscape photographer, you're familiar with it. You get to a place, it's got a good subject, but the light is just, so-so. It happens, whether it's weather, whether you arrived at the wrong time of day, whatever it is, the light's just all right. It's not stunning, but there are some things we can do in post to add a little more drama and shape and craft that light so that, all is not lost from your shoot. And that's what I want to cover in today's video. One thing about this video is I am doing this with an HDR edited photo in Lightroom. So if you're watching this on an SDR monitor, you may not see the bright pop and highlights that I see in the sky here. Not important for the technique I'm showing, but if you want to see like the richer experience, check this out on your tablet or your smartphone, or if you have an HDR capable display, you want to watch it there. So let's talk about flat light. What can we do to craft and shape a better story for our photo? So in this example here, this cathedral, it sits like on the border of the Rocky Mountain National Park. Wonderful subject. And when I was there, the light was just, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on in the sky. And the sky's interesting, but it just wasn't letting enough light percolate down to the subject. And I really wanted, of course you envision, you want this cathedral like lit, maybe like, a beam or a shaft of light or something like that. So I said, well, okay, what can I do to craft that vision, right? That idea for this subject. And since I'm not a photojournalist, I'm not doing documentarian work, I'm okay to push and nudge the light around a little bit, give nature some help. So again, I've done a lot of my basics, all the normal stuff in the tone curve and whatnot, and started to do my work with masks. It's these two masks right here, one I have called right biased vignette and directional light. And so the idea, before I show you the masks, is to effectively, from this photo, we can see in the upper left corner, we have bright highlights. The sun is out here somewhere trying to push some light through these clouds. It's just not succeeding too much. What if it was succeeding better and it could shine light down toward this cathedral? That's the idea. Try to create some directional light coming in from the upper left, hitting the cathedral, and then kind of darken the rest of the photo, like the right-hand side and the bottom part, so that there's just more drama in the scene. So first up, the right-hand vignette. Let me turn that on, and you'll see things got darker, right? So I'm already shaping the light there to say, I want to darken this side. I want to push the eye toward the cathedral in the upper left. And that's just a series of linear gradients. 1, 2, 3, real simple, just that kind of shape. And you see it's relatively sloppy, honestly. I didn't bother to try to take away edges of the building, because how would light behave in nature? It wouldn't just say, oh, let me find the edge of the building and shine it on there and then forget about the rest. It would taper off. It would fall out. So that's cool there. So that was step number one. And what were the adjustments? Exposure, and in the temperature area, this is really subtle. A very, very tiny touch of cool tone, like this very soft bluish, blue-gray kind of cool tone, just to cool down a little bit in the clouds, and then the lower part here. Mostly you see it in the sky. One more time, before and after. You see it get darker, and it gets this very tiny touch of blue tint. The second part is the directional light. Let's turn that off and on. So it's off right now, turning it on. And you see there's that kind of shaft of light, and not quite really a shaft. It's not like, a hard, strict edge, because this is not like, the God rays kind of heavens, coming and shining down with a very crisp edge, but a steered light beam coming from the upper left and then catching more of the highlights, things that would be highlighted in the building. How do we craft that? So we started with a radial gradient, right? That is what we have as the general shape. So let me highlight the gradient. It's right here, and you can see that kind of shape. We're saying the sun's somewhere out behind these clouds. That's where I put the pin there, and things are cascading downward. From there, linear gradient is subtracted from that. A second linear gradient subtracted. So radial gradient here, but subtracting with a soft-edged linear gradient at the bottom and the top. That's helping to take that soft elliptical shape from the radial and bound a little bit, kind of squeeze a little bit to not create a really crisp edged beam, but something that is, a little like not quite round. It's trying to compress that into a more directed beam of light. I could have tried this with just the gradients. I ended up going with the radial to begin with because that's usually where I start. Realized I wanted to bound that a little more. Now the last bit, the luminance range, let's open that up. So the luminance range is also, a subtract. It's subtracting the shadows. I don't want shadows to get this effect. So you can see where the luminance range is applied. Full strength in the deep shadows and then tapering that off. And so the ending mask looks like this, right? So we have the sky, the mountain in the background at left is getting the full effect of this particular mask. And then it tapers off. It hits things that are midtones to highlights in the architecture. And what did we do to the actual changes here? A little bit of exposure, a little bit of warmth, right? So just those two touches give us before and after. Now the thing for the keen sighted people in the audience here, you'll have noticed the amount is very high on this, 153. And this right biased vignette is really pushed up. When I started with these, I was about here, right? Just the nominal settings. And this is one other slider you have access to, is to either, dial up or dial down all the adjustments you've done. And so sometimes it's okay to push the sliders a little harder than you would normally, and you can dial it usually back with the amount. In this case, I went in the opposite direction. It's like, all right, I like the general look. Here's my, I originally was here, did this to darken the right, did this to add the beam of light. It's like, okay, well, what if I want those areas darker, right? I can push this around and say, yeah, push that darker. And you saw I pushed it pretty far. It was somewhere around this area. And then for the directional light, do I want less? Do I want more? And playing with these two adjustments, just using the amount sliders to really dial in the feel. And then the rest of these things are just, finishing touches. I'll go ahead and walk through them quickly. Get rid of the haze in the mountains, darken the foreground, drop the highlights in the foreground a little bit. This is a super subtle one. I don't know if it's coming through on the video. Pop the red bricks, and then a little bit desaturation of the stones at the base of the cathedral, so I get that full effect there. But the key thing I wanted to share here was that you get the flat light. Look at your scene. Where is the source of light in the scene? Can you do something to accentuate it, craft it, create some kind of direction with it? It'll add some more drama to the photo, and maybe that flat light scene wasn't a total loss for your visit and your outing. Hope you found the video helpful, useful. Questions, drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.